Hey guys, Dev here. Welcome to Cash Offer Masterclass, episode number 22. We made it to 22. We're going to 202. So let's get on with it. Today we've got a really interesting property. It's in Robstown, Texas. Let's just look real quick at what is Robstown, Texas. Now, I'll tell you, it's down near Corpus Christi, and it's a pretty cool place. We'll kind of pan out. And you can see it's basically a suburb of Corpus Christi. It's a nice area. There's lots of nice houses there. In fact, Corpus is a great place to live. Some really cool properties down there. So let's jump into this property in Robstown, Texas. It's an investor special, and we like that. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Come on, let's go look at it. And I got to tell you, as usual, I haven't looked at the pictures without you. But I can tell you, in setting up the model, this has got a lot of room to run. So let's look at this. So basically, they are offering this house, which is on 123 West Avenue H, Robstown, Texas. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 52. So it's an older property, not one of the newer, cooler places down there, quite frankly, but still pretty cool because it's 2,000 square feet on a quarter of an acre. The ARV per the wholesaler, which is Fazio, is 210, and they're offering it for 95. And I just want to say before I jump into all the stuff we're going to do, I want to thank Fazio for sending this opportunity over so that we could all look at it. If you have any interest in the property, reach out to Jade Vaughn there at 214-646-9646. As usual, I have no relationship or association with Fazio. I just use their content, and I think they deserve a shout out for that. So, okay, let's jump in. Plus, this looks like a smoking deal. Let's get into it and see if it really is. Now, the other things that they tell us that we really like to know is the status of the big five: roof, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and foundation. In Texas, foundation is often you have foundation problems almost everywhere in our state. So, but they say no known issues except for the air conditioner needs replacement. So we know that, and that's very helpful. Now, what this appears to be is a property being offered at less than 50% of the ARV. Let's go see if that's true. So we looked around, of course, did a little snooping on the interwebs, and what we saw is that on Zillow, they think just 163. And if you look at Zillow's price history, the highest they had it was a 185, and then that's a strange thing to see that this property would have gone from 185 to 130. It's a $50,000 decline. I'm not really aware of any properties in Texas that have suffered that much of a price drop. So it's just a little odd. And then supposedly it came back up. It looks like we're trading Nvidia or Tesla or something, more than a house. So I don't know about Zillow on this one. And I'm going to show you when we look at our numbers. I'm a little suspect of the Zillow's estimate. All right, let's look here on Redfin. And again, these are kind of basically the first three that showed up for me when I Googled this property. I didn't see it on Realtor. It's probably out there. I could probably find it. Redfin's got it for 206. I don't know if they really have a price history thingy, but 206, so significantly higher than Zillow has it in their estimate. And then I looked at HAR, which is the Houston Association of Realtors. They have most Texas properties in their website, and they share the 2024 market value per the appraisal at 195. So it's got an appraised market value that's significantly higher than this estimate. And that usually those appraisal market values are pretty close or even low in some cases. So, and then on Property Radar, what I got on Property Radar? 202,358. I can't show you Property Radar because it has the owner's information, and I kind of know how much equity they have, which is a lot. And so basically what we're going to do now is look, well, I guess I'm in the right place, right? We're looking at the ARV, calculating the ARV. If you missed episode 20, go back and catch episode 20, because I talk about the whole formula, and we basically talk about calculating ARV. I'm going to tell you how I feel about this one. I don't think the Zestimate is accurate to the current market value, because when I looked at over here on HAR has a neat tool down here. Kind of shows some weird data points. The property value dropped to 0. Man, if you could have bought it on that day, whew, what a smoking deal you would have gotten, getting it for 0. Thanks, CoreLogic. They lost data or something. Something happened at CoreLogic, but they've got 2 services, Black Knight and CoreLogic, shown on this chart for this property. And CoreLogic showing it at 202 with a range of 184 to 221. And Black Knight is showing it at 198 with a range of 162 to 234. So like if we go back, so basically what did those people say? 200 to basically 200, right? And so if we go back, just to remind you, the wholesaler is saying 210. I'm not seeing, well, I guess the one thing I see that could support 210 is these ranges on CoreLogic or Black Knight. But based on what everybody is telling me, I'm feeling like this is a $200,000 property. And so I think the average is being pulled down by this Zestimate, and I don't think the Zestimate is accurate. I think it's too low. I think the Zestimate I'm seeing on a number of these properties lately has appeared to be really aggressively low. So, and it may be, I don't know, maybe it's smart for Zillow to be whacking the values in Texas, because we are definitely having a slowdown in our real estate market. Not many buyers at these current rates and all that kind of stuff, current prices. And so I think Zillow's getting a little ahead of what may be a market decline, but I don't know that this would decline $40,000. But so that's my justification. Even though the model is telling me 191, I think this estimate is, obviously bringing that down, and I'm going to go with 200 based upon just kind of looking across all those things we just looked at. I'm going to say 200. And so back here, they're at 210. We're at 200. Not a huge deal. This is still less than 50% of my ARV. And just a reminder that we've got 2,000 square feet on the nose here. And that was supported, right? 2,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet. Yep. That was all supported. Okay, good. So we are ready to rock and roll. Now, in the model, I just want to reaffirm that. I got 2,000 square feet, and to get to a 200,000 after repaired value, well, it's pretty easy math. It's $100. And so right now our model, with no expenses in it, no repairs in it, says, if it was in perfect condition, we could pay 140 based upon the 0.70 discount factor, right? And they're asking for 195, so that's $55,000 of repairs that could be applied and still hit our number. See, you see why I kind of got a little excited about this one was I already knew that I could support an ARV around 200, and they're looking for less than 50% of that, and that's generally the beginnings of a pretty good thing. Now, let's get into the house. Right? Aren't you dying to know now that we're seeing a house that's available at 50% of what it could be worth? Again, not what it's worth. It's not worth 210 today. We know that. There's some things wrong with this house. Number one, it needs an air conditioner. And so if I just came into the model and said, I need an air conditioner, that's 12 G's on a big house like that. So now we're at 128. So you see this, the pictures are going to be very, very important, and for us to see what we have here. Okay, I think, are these viewable? Oh my gosh, you guys. It's these tiny things. This is really not good, because these don't even expand. Man, you know, the hassle with this to try to get that to expand, it's not worth it, honestly, for the video, because I could make these pictures bigger so it'd be like a better presentation for you guys, but they would be all blurry, wouldn't tell us much. This house, so here's the problem with bad pictures, is that we assume the worst on everything because we can't see it, right? As a cash buyer looking at a wholesaler's deal, the pictures have got to be good pictures taken from a modern smartphone that we can zoom in on. If you don't have that, man, your deal, it almost tells me that these guys haven't seen this property. They didn't go there. Nobody from Fazio walked into this place with a phone in their pocket. That's what this tells me. They suck these off a website. These are web page images. And yeah, look, full cosmetic. Look, you got to just hit this house with that full cosmetic. Full repairs. I think that's the kitchen, and I think there is no kitchen. I think that's just been all, I don't know, maybe that is a dining area or something with a, who knows? I think the flooring's all been, oh, look. I can zoom in on that one. But you see what I mean? It's kind of blurry. Look at that floor. Yeah, there's something kind of odd. Can I zoom in on these? No, can't. No, those are not zoomable. Gosh, somebody's been laying some floor and some stuff. You know, this almost looks like one that maybe an investor started to work on, because somebody demoed that wall. Somebody's taken out that, what I guess is going to be a new window or something. It doesn't look like there's one there now. Yep, not expandable. Not expandable. That one was. This one's not. So it needs all floors, needs all cosmetic, needs exterior paint. See, that's some, and then roof. Do you see these things up here on the roof? See the shutters? This house is in really bad condition. I'm probably going to have to go like 1 point something on the cosmetic, because a lot of times, like when in my model where I say 1 on cosmetic, what I'm really thinking mostly is interior cosmetics, and assuming that on the outside it's probably okay. If it needs a roof, that's a different category, but if it needs a bunch of work done on the exterior, the, you know, siding, the exterior painting, which we see all that on this house, you know, I tend to go a little higher. Like, instead of, remember, 1 is like 100%. 1.25 is like 125%. So, you know, that's something we may do here. I think definitely I'm going to assume a lot of repairs, because I think there's actually missing parts inside of this house. There's a lot of missing parts. The fact that some of it was demoed already is actually a good thing, man. Demo, you know, you have to pay for demo. So if you go in and it's stripped down to the studs, well, that could be to your advantage. You didn't have to strip it down to the studs, and then it's pretty easy to come in and rebuild from, you know, a demoed condition. So I saw like that wall that had been demoed out. But I just see a lot of issues like around. Let's see that siding right up there on those old, what do you call those things? Dormers. I used to call them dog houses when I was a kid. The dormers. Look, I think the siding is messed up. I think that's messed up. The edges of the house are messed up. That siding over here on the side has no paint on it. So let's see if I just went to 1.25. Another 5,000. That's not enough. No. Easily spend 5,000 on the paint on the exterior. And I think we've got some extra woodwork there. You know, I'm just going to go 140%. Give me 28,000. So why did I do that? I think a full 1 is full internal cosmetic. And if you got to do the outside, you need to tack something onto that. Roof, I think based on that picture, I believe there is some roof repair that's going to be required. Unless somebody put a new roof on this thing while it was in this depressed condition, which I don't think. It didn't say new roof. It just says no known issues, which may mean it's not leaking. Well, that's good. It's not leaking. But I still think that it looks like there's some repairs up there. What if I threw like 25%? 3,500? Yeah, I think so. I think that's about right. Yeah, I really do. So again, would my offer be different if I had better pictures? Probably. The fence just needs, well, I don't know, maybe it could be repaired, but you have to redo that part. And yeah, there's definitely, around the edges of the home, looks like there's some problems, and I think there's problems with that siding in there. It's actually kind of a cute little house, but here again, guys, see if I'm getting that front shot. See how the siding's all, wait, it's kind of behind me. There it is. See how the siding's coming apart down there? This all needs to be replaced. How much did I put in there? I put in about $8,000 for the outside, 20 for the inside. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah. I actually think it could be for a 1954, a house with the 3 dormers, I don't even know they did that back then, but I guess they did, and maybe that bay window was done later, but it has some good bones. The roof comes down a little low over that porch. So it looks like you could hit your head on it, but not me. I'm too short, but a normal heighted person might have to duck to get in that house. Anyway, I think that's it. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Let's see, what were our numbers? Well, after looking at a wide range of numbers, including 163 on Zillow, we arrived at a $200,000 ARV times 70%, which is our discount factor, and minus repairs, that ended up being $55,000. Remember when I looked at this, I was a little excited because I'm thinking this gives us a bunch of repair money. And it did, but this house sucked up every dollar and then some of that repair money. And so it really takes our cash offer to a spot that is really honestly not super far away from what they want. Guys, $10,000 on this deal, as far as negotiating, I don't know what obviously the wholesaler got this property for, but we're just $10,000 away after throwing $20,000 of cosmetic on the inside, $8,000 on the outside, $12,000 into general repairs, and kind of, to me, that's like finishing out. It's the things that you need while you're doing the cosmetic. It's not just all making it pretty. There's broken things and missing things and all kinds of things that don't pass inspections and all kinds of things. So you need to have a budget for repairs, not just cosmetics. And then we threw a good air conditioner system on that thing, and we repaired the roof. We did that for $55,500, and our offer is $85,000, basically 84.5, 85. Let's call it 85, and we're looking at a 95 ask. A little bit of a spread. You know what? If you're around there, you're interested in having what could be a really nice property in Robstown, Texas, I'd reach out to Jade there and get some more information about it. See if they've got some better pictures. And complain to Nick. Nick, bro, better pictures. We got better pictures for the videos. We do appreciate those guys for being our victim today. Thank you for joining me here on episode 22 of the Cash Offer Masterclass. Remember to go to cashoffermasterclass.com, and you can click on that button, fill out the contact form, and I'll send you the calculator. You can do this yourself on your own properties. Isn't that awesome? And then also check out the channel. Just search for Cash Offer Masterclass on YouTube. You'll find it. Or follow it from the website. We got, we link down into the videos and the full playlist down here. It's a pleasure to have you with me here today. I've enjoyed it. I was off for a few days. Actually wasn't feeling too hot, but I'm feeling better, and I get really excited when I see a house that we can look at together. So I'm just glad that I feel better now and I could spend some time with you guys. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And, obviously this is a new channel. We don't have thousands of subscribers. So like the videos when you see them. It's really going to help us build the channel and build the community. And we want you to be part of it. So thanks for being here as always. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Adios.